I pushed my brother-in-law into the pool at his own funeral. The splash interrupted the priest mid-prayer, and my sister screamed like I'd lost my mind. Maybe I had. But when the person you're mourning climbs out of the water gasping and cursing at you, suddenly everyone else realizes they're the crazy ones. Let me back up. 3 days earlier, I got the call that Derek, my sister's husband of 8 years, had died in a boating accident. My sister Melissa was hysterical on the phone, barely able to form words. "He's gone," she sobbed. "The boat capsized. They found it, but not him. He's just gone." I drove 4 hours to be with her, my heart breaking for my little sister. Derek wasn't my favorite person. He was flashy, always talking about his next big investment, but he made Melissa happy, and that's all that mattered to me. When I arrived at their house, Melissa was surrounded by Derek's family, all of them weeping and making funeral arrangements. "We can't have a burial without a body," Derek's mother kept saying. "We'll have a memorial service by the pool," Melissa decided. "He loved that pool. We just had it installed last month." That struck me as odd. They'd been talking about financial trouble recently, and Melissa had mentioned they might need to sell the house. How did they afford a massive in-ground pool? But grief makes people do strange things, so I didn't question it. I helped Melissa plan the service, order flowers, and contact guests. Derek's business partner, Kyle, came by with paperwork for Melissa to sign. "Life insurance?" he explained gently. "Derek had a substantial policy. It'll take care of you." I saw the number on the form when Melissa set it down. $2 million. For a guy who supposedly couldn't make his mortgage payments. Something felt wrong, but I couldn't put my finger on it. The night before the funeral, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about that insurance policy, the new pool, the convenient timing. I got up and started going through Derek's home office while everyone else slept. That's when I found the folder hidden in his desk drawer. Inside were emails between Derek and Kyle discussing the plan. They needed a way to pay off Derek's gambling debts without Melissa finding out. The solution? Fake Derek's death, collect the insurance, and Derek would resurface in 6 months with a new identity in Costa Rica. Kyle would wire him his share. I felt sick. My sister was grieving a man who was alive and planning to abandon her while stealing her insurance payout. But I had no proof Derek was alive. Just emails about a plan. I needed more than conspiracy theories. I went to the dock where Derek's boat had supposedly capsized. The harbor master remembered me from family visits. "Terrible thing about Derek," he said, shaking his head. "Though I gotta say, that boat of his was in perfect condition when we pulled it out. Not a scratch. Usually when someone capsizes, there's damage, you know? Storm damage, collision, something." He showed me pictures on his phone of the recovered boat. It looked like it had been gently placed in the water and left there. I asked if I could see the boat. He walked me to the impound area where it sat on a trailer. I climbed inside and started searching. That's when I found it. A burner phone wedged under the seat cushion. I turned it on, hands shaking. One text message. "Funeral at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Stay out of sight until everyone leaves. K." Sent from Kyle's number. The fury that filled me was white hot. My sister was planning a funeral for her living husband while he hid somewhere nearby, waiting to make sure his con worked. I thought about calling the police, but I had a better idea. I went back to the house and acted normal through the morning, helped set up chairs by the pool, greeted guests, hugged Melissa while she cried on my shoulder. When the service started, I positioned myself at the back, scanning the area. That's when I saw him. Derek was hiding in the pool house, watching through the window. Our eyes met, and his face went sheet white. He must have thought I'd make a scene. Instead, I waited. The priest began talking about Derek's tragic end and his loving wife he left behind. I watched Derek creep out of the pool house, probably planning to sneak away, but I was faster. I walked straight to him, and he tried to smile. "Hey man, I can explain," he started. I didn't let him finish. I shoved him as hard as I could, and he stumbled backward, arms windmilling, before splashing into the pool. Everyone screamed. Melissa ran over. Derek surfaced, sputtering, and very much alive. "What the hell?" he shouted. "You were supposed to be dead," I said, loudly enough for everyone to hear. I held up the burner phone. "Want to explain this to your wife? Or should I?" Melissa's face transformed from confusion to pure rage. As Derek treaded water, unable to escape, the police arrived 20 minutes later. Turns out faking your death for insurance fraud is extremely illegal.